So we're going to do our first craft activity, which is a splash painting. So you need to make sure that your workspace, your work area is protected, and you can use the old staple in newspaper. If for any reason you haven't got newspaper, perhaps you could use a tray, or Mum might have a paper tablecloth or a plastic one that you can use. If you haven't got anything like that, you could maybe use a bin bag, and that will keep everything nice and clean and safe. So grab your piece of paper. Now you can have an A4 piece or an A3 piece. It can be whatever colour you want. This happens to be a very pale yellow. And then you need to get your paints. So I've got some poster paints here, and you could put them on an old plate. Make sure you ask Mum first to make sure it's an old one. Or the other thing I thought, you could perhaps put them in an old egg box. And I've got an old jam jar of water for my brushes. I've got 2 brushes. I've also got a couple of old toothbrushes, and I've got these paints as well, which come with their own paintbrush that you can use. So let's paint in my egg boxes and my paper. And the idea is that you get your brush. I'm going to start with this one. Make your brush wet and pick a colour that you want to start with. So I'm going to start with the light blue. Make sure you get it good and runny, and then splat on your paper. There we go. Hope you can see that happening there. I don't think you can at the moment, but hopefully you will soon. Let's try a bit of ready orange. Okay, I've got a bit there. Now with these poster paints, I found they were a little bit reluctant to flick. So if you wet your paintbrush first, they might be more likely to flick for you. Let's try a little bit of purple. Oh, there we go. Some nice flicks there. You can see what's happening there. Okay, so we've got some nice flicks here that are happening. Now the idea with the toothbrush is that that flicks as well. So we'll give that one a wet. Let's try some orange. There we go. So we've got some nice splashes on the orange there. And you can keep going, and you can use as many colours as you want. Let's try a green one from here. Definitely get better results when it's a little bit wet. What colour should we have next? Let's try a little bit more of this ready orange. I don't think we've got enough of that on there. don't think it really matters what size brush you use as to the result that you get, because you're splatting, and that's going to be the same whether you use a little brush or a big brush. If you get big blobs, don't worry about it, leave it. Alright, the picture is entirely how you want to do it. When you've decided you've done enough, then you need to clear away. So put your paint picture to one side, put your paints away if they're poster ones. Hopefully you can get them back into your bottle, into the bottles, and make sure you clean your brushes and whatever, if you've used a plate, do that, wash that as well. Don't, however, get rid of your floor covering, because you will need that again for your next ones.